Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kira and it's official. I have been a part of the adult coloring world now for 1 year. So to commemorate this milestone, I'm taking the video idea that was circulating a little bit at the middle point of the year where everyone was showing their top 10 pages from January to June. And I remember seeing that video and going, I want to do that when I hit my 1 year mark in my coloring journey. So here we are today. I'll be showing you my top 10 pages that I've ever colored in my opinion. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to do something that Geordie Colors did for her January to June pages where she actually looked at her Instagram statistics and picked out her top 10 from there. So I'm going to have her linked below. Obviously, I'll be doing that today, but for my whole entire coloring journey. So the top 10 most liked posts on my Instagram from 1 year ago today. That was definitely not the most eloquent way I could have said that, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so I've got my big stack of coloring books here. I'll be showing at least one page from each of these books in this video. And if you've been a subscriber of my channel since the beginning / seen all my videos, you've probably seen most of these pages before, but in case if there are any new viewers watching this video, I'm just going to talk about each page as if you've never seen it before. So in spot number 10, we have a page from Worlds of Wonder by Johanna Basford, and this was actually a page that I colored last month, so it's probably very familiar to you. And it is this swan page here. I am absolutely obsessed with how this one turned out. This was a part of my 3 easy background ideas video, and I'm just really happy with the end result. On this page, I used Artex acrylic brush markers, Prismacolors, Posca white paint pen, as well as some Pentel hybrid metallic gel pens. Backgrounds can really just elevate a page, and if this background wasn't here, I don't think it would have the same effect as it does now. I'm usually someone who likes to have a lot of color on my pages, but because there is so much going on in this page, the limited color palette really works and it's just super duper effective. I'll try to do a little close-up of the glitter details. It's always hard to show on camera. We've got some blue down here, orange up here, some gold on the flowers. This section here is all gold glitter gel pen as well. This was my favorite page that I colored last month, and I know a lot of you said it was your favorite as well, so yes. Moving on to small victories, we all know this book is what really started my addiction to coloring, I suppose you can say. And this is somewhat of a recent-ish page. I think I colored it like 2 or 3 months ago. This was actually inspired by, I think, Priyanthi Colors on Instagram, but I am such a fan of coloring any sort of like underwater coloring pages. And so this really sticks out to me. You're going to see a lot of underwater themed coloring pages in my top 10. I think because blue was one of my favorite colors, it always just sticks out to me. On this page, I believe I used my Brute Funas, Pentel glitter gel pens again, as well as some white Signo gel pen, I believe. I don't think there's any Posca pen on this page. I really like experimenting with covering the black lines with either white gel pen or white Posca pen. Sometimes it's not always a success, but I think for this page it was. Don't worry, this book will be coming out again. This is another book that's going to pop up quite frequently in this video. It was my first ever Rita Berman book and made me fall in love with her as a coloring illustrator. And taking up spot number 8 is this flower page here. I just love how this one turned out. I didn't necessarily go for a realistic coloring style, but it has a realistic vibe to it, I suppose you could say. This was very early on in my coloring journey, and I definitely took inspiration from Rita's page herself. She colored this and posted it on her Instagram. On this page, I used my Brute Funas yet again, white acrylic marker. I think I might have just used a Born acrylic marker here. That's just a budget brand at Officeworks here in Australia. And then I've got lots of glitter gel pen on the outside. Any glitter gel pen that you see are my Pentel Hybrid Dual Metallic gel pens, but I'll just keep saying glitter gel pen because that is such a mouthful. We now have Shooting Star by Maria Troll, and I actually colored this page this month. It was this month's color along on my channel, and it is this page here. For this page, I used Prismacolors, my white Posca paint pen, as well as my Artex acrylic brush markers. And for two reasons that this sticks out as a favorite of mine. Number one, the light sources. Recently, I've been really trying to get better at portraying light sources, and I feel like I did it fairly effectively here. I definitely can still improve, but I'm pretty happy with the result. And I'm also just really happy with how the limited color palette came together. In the video for this color along, I really break down my process for using a limited color palette, so definitely check that video out if you want to see how I do it. And this also wasn't originally like a Halloween-y page. I added the bats myself and used a very Halloween-y color palette, so I feel like that came off very effectively as well. Okay, so we're bringing out Worlds of Wonder again, and my sixth favorite page, oh, I always struggle to say sixth favorite page is this truck page here. And I think why I just love this page is the colors. The colors are so vibrant, and I'm a real massive fan of blues and purples, so this really calls out to me. I'm really happy with how I did the shading of the wood for the little birdhouse up here and this little palette here. A reason this isn't higher on the list for me is I'm not totally happy with how I did this cloud background here. I don't know why I'm not happy with it necessarily. I just look at it and go, not sure about that. But besides that, everything else I'm really pleased with. There is lots of glitter gel pen on this page. You can see the butterfly and the flowers there, on the little chalkboard, on a lot of the elements here on the truck. And I think I'm also just always a massive fan of a circular motif. Like, there's just something really pleasing to the eye when I see something within a perfect circle. This book is back again, and not for the last time. In fifth place, we have this page here. Oh my goodness. As I said, I love any sort of underwater sea related page, and this is obviously very much that. This was also just colored with my Brut Funers and some white acrylic paint pen. Got some glitter gel pen in the center there as well. And I think I just really love the color combinations that I've got going on this page. I love how there's a bit of green in the ocean here. These very fun multicolored fish. The underbelly of the whale here has some really fun, interesting colors going on as well. And then one of my favorite things to color in Rita Berman books, clouds. This is obviously just a very soft pastel cloud vibe. I promise my Rita Berman cloud tutorial video is coming out very soon. I think it'll be the last video that I post this month. And actually, I remember this was inspired by iPrincesca on Instagram. I think that's where I got the inspiration for these fish here, because there's no way I would have been able to come up with that in the beginning of my coloring journey. Small Victories is back for page number 4, and it is another underwater themed page, and it is this page here. Yet again, something about this color palette, the underwater vibes, really speaks out to me and always sticks in my head as one of my favorite pages. There's a lot of glitter gel pen going on this page. You can see it around the edges here, on the fish. Lots going on the coral down here as well. And I really did a lot of work on this page to cover the black lines with as much white Signo gel pen as possible. Yet again, just used Brut Funers on this page. This color palette was actually my inspiration for the color palette that I used for, where was the page? No, it's earlier on, the teapot page. There it is. It was literally right behind it, right in front of my nose. So yeah, as you can see, I used very similar color palettes because I just loved how this one turned out, so I wanted to bring it over here for this page. Such a fan of these colors together. And now we have Enchanted Earth. Ever since I purchased this book a few months ago, it has quickly become one of my favorites. So coming in at third place is the very first page that I ever colored in this book, which is actually the title page. I really like to, whenever I get a new book, if the cover image is in the book somewhere, I really like to try and replicate whatever the color palette is on the cover of the book. I don't know, I guess it's just my way of kind of paying homage to the illustrator in a way. But yeah, this is the page here, and oh my goodness, I still look at this page and absolutely love how it turned out. I've done a few pages in this book since, but this one is still my favorite. There is so much going on this page. What did I use on this page? I believe I based with my Ohuhu alcohol markers. I then went in with some Brute Funers, and then did a lot of acrylic marker details with either white Posca or the Artex 3mm acrylic markers. You can also see some glitter gel pen up there on the leaves. I think that's the only glitter on this page. There might be some somewhere else, but majority I just used up there to create a bit of variance with the leaves because there was no way I was doing too much shading with those. When I say I love color, this is the page that I mean. This is the kind of page that I love creating. It just makes my colorist heart happy. So yes, that is my third favorite page that I've ever done. And in second place, we of course have another Johanna Basford book. We've got Rooms of Wonder. This was the first coloring book I ever purchased, and it's definitely a little bit worse for wear. I've had to put tape all around the edges. I will say that is one of my criticisms about Johanna Basford's books, and I just find that her books come apart super duper easily. Well, not come apart necessarily, but just like they get roughed up because the cover is almost like a cardboard paper material. But anyway, this isn't a review video. This is my second favorite page I've ever done, and it's the rain shower page. Yet again, another water element to this page. And most of the time, I can't put a finger on why I love a page so much. I definitely think color plays a major role because color is such, I don't know, a big thing for me in my coloring pages. And if the colors aren't super vibrant and mixed together well, then I'll never be happy with the page. But obviously, that is not the case for this one. Yet again, used my Brute Funers here. There isn't actually too many white acrylic details. I think it's literally just for the raindrops here in the center, as well as down here for, I guess, a sort of frothy, bubbly effect. I remember I was really worried about pulling off the rain aspect of this page. So when I did manage to pull it off, I was super happy. And I think also just like your coloring experience when you're coloring a page definitely plays a major part in whether it's a favorite for you. Like if I enjoyed coloring a page and I had a lot of fun, even if the page didn't necessarily turn out incredible, I'm still gonna have very fond memories whenever I look at it. But yeah, you can also see there's quite a bit of glitter on the edges there and on that key. Got some glitter on the spines of those fern-like things there. And this book resurfaces yet again as my #1 favorite page I've ever done. And I think this actually might have been my very first Rita Berman page that I ever colored. And it is the very first page in the book. It is this one. Now, I don't know if I should classify this as a top favorite because I literally just recreated exactly what Rita Berman did on this page. But I just remember taking so long to color this page. It was such a labor of love. And I just remember being really proud of myself for being able to recreate Rita Berman's work. She is my absolute favorite colorist, and I just strive to be as good as her one day. And as you can see, there are just so many colors going on this page. This was just done with my Brute Funers, acrylic paint pen, and then I think there's a tiny bit of gold in the center here, and that's it. Sometimes you don't need a gazillion supplies to make a stunning page. But yeah, this page just holds so many fond memories for me. I remember Rita Berman commented on the post and it made my little heart very happy. And that's why it's my favorite page that I've ever colored since the beginning of my coloring journey 1 year ago. Now let's chat about my top 10 pages according to Instagram. Obviously, this is going to be a bit of a biased statistic because, you know, I've gotten more followers as my channel and Instagram page has grown. There's not really an accurate science to this, but I just thought it'd be fun to compare these top 10 to my personal top 10. There are definitely some duplicates in this list to my own personal favorites, but some of these really did surprise me, especially the top most liked page on my Instagram. That one did shock me. So in spot number 10 is one that you already saw. It was the Worlds of Wonder cat truck page. I think I have a very strong Johanna Basford fan base when it comes to my Instagram followers. So a lot of the pages that I post that are from Johanna Basford's books get a few more likes than my other ones. I'm not someone who really worries about the likes on Instagram. I'm more just sharing my pages with people, but I always find that it's an interesting statistic. Now, I actually had 2 pages that were equal for 9th place, and there was only 1 like difference from the cat truck page for all these 2 pages. So we have the rain shower page from Rooms of Wonder, which is interesting because this was actually my 2nd favorite page that I've ever colored. And then we have a page that was actually my least favorite that I colored last month. It is the Worlds of Wonder bus page. I always find it fascinating when a page that you didn't necessarily love the result of is a favorite of your followers. It really just goes to show that we are our own toughest critic and everyone's tastes are different. Number 8 was this very tropical coloring page from Rita Berman's Asia book. This one didn't make my top 10 list, but obviously my Instagram loved it. In 7th place, it is a page that I feel, I guess, kind of meh about. It's not one of my least favorites, but it's not one of my favorites. And it's this page here from How to Draw Inky Wonderlands. I think I find the color palette on this page just a little bit, I don't want to say boring, but just a bit lackluster. I feel like I could have had a lot more fun with some color blends. I didn't really like how the blending of the watercolor background turned out, but obviously Instagram enjoyed it. In 6th place, we have another recent coloring page for me. It is the Love Heart Wreath page that I did in Rita Berman's Europa book. I also really love how this page turned out. However, it just didn't quite make my top 10 personal favorites list. If you want to see how I colored that page, there is a video on my YouTube channel that you can check out. And then in 5th place is actually a page that I don't know if I'd put it in one of my least favorites, but it's a page that I'm at the end of it, I was just kind of like, I did that. And it's this origami room from Rooms of Wonder. And I don't think it's one of my least favorites because of the end result. I think I just didn't enjoy the coloring process, and that's kind of skewed my vision of the page. There were just so many tiny details to color on that page, and I think I would have really enjoyed that at the beginning of my coloring journey. However, now I really enjoy blending and having a little bit more creative freedom in my pages. So that was a tough page, but I'm glad you guys liked it. In 4th place is a page that you already saw in my personal list. It is the teacup set page. What can I say? I love that page. You also love that page. We've all got great tastes. And then in 3rd place was one that I was umming and ahhing to add to my own personal list. And that's because Johanna Basford actually shared it herself on her own Instagram page. It is this bugs and moth page from Small Victories. And I do really like how this page turned out. However, I think limited color palette pages aren't always necessarily my favorites because I've said it a gazillion times already. I just love color and lots of color on my pages. But I think this page will always have a special sentimental place in my heart because I always wanted Johanna Basford to see one of my pages and I never thought it was going to happen. So when it did, I was just ecstatic. So yes, this one is in 3rd place. I was shocked by the page that came in 2nd place in this list because I feel like it's one of Johanna Basford's not very commonly popular books. That was terrible way to word it, but you know what I mean. And it's the first page that I ever did in How to Draw Inky Wonderlands. It's this one here. I added a lot of the elements on this page myself, the lantern, the butterflies, some leaves. Yet again, I don't know why this page was so popular among my Instagram followers, as I feel like it's not the most me page that I've ever done. cool, but alas, it's in second place. And finally, in first place, the most liked post on my Instagram. It has over 1,000 likes, which I've never had before. It is this page from Small Victories. And I will admit that I do really love this page. I think just because it is one of those smaller vignette pages in Small Victories, it just doesn't stand out as a favorite in my personal opinion. But this is a sentimental page for me because it was my first ever tutorial here on YouTube and you guys really loved it, and that's what kind of started the ball rolling for me doing more tutorials on my channel. And yeah, it is my top most liked post ever since I started coloring 1 year ago. So there you have it, team. Those are my top favorite completed pages since the beginning of my coloring journey. I can't wait to do this video again next year and to see how I've improved even more. I do want to thank each and every one of you who have liked and watched and supported my coloring journey here on all the social media platforms. The coloring community is one of the major reasons why I love coloring so much. So thank you for being here and choosing to watch and support me. Let me know if you have a favorite page of mine. Perhaps I showed it in this video or perhaps I didn't. Let me know in the comments below. But for now, happy coloring, friends. Have a good day, have a good life, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!